Hazreti Resul-i Ekrem ve Nebi-i Muhterem sallallahu aleyhi ve sellem Efendimiz Hazretlerinin aziz akmine ve mutahhar ruh şeriflerine salavat-ı şerife getirenlerin ahir ve akıbetlerine hala ezvâd-ı tahirat evlâd-ı Resulü Ashab-ı Efendilerimizin sair enbiyazım ve Resul-i Kerem hazıratın arvah şeriflerine birimiz Bilal-i Habeşi radiyallahu anh Efendimizin mihmandar-ı Resul-i Kibriya Ayyub Sultan Halid Zeynep-ül Ensari radiyallahu anh Şeyh Murşidan Şeyh Hacı Muhammed Bahattin Eşmedin Buhari Mevlana Celidi Ruma Mevlana Ziyadin Khalid Bağdadi Sahib-ı Zaman Kıbret-ı İslam Şeyh Mevlana Muhammed Nazım al-Hakkani Sahib-ı Sayf Şeyh Abdülhamid Kıbrıs-i Rabbani Kadısallahu Asrar'ın Hazırat Arvahi için Hadm-ül Harmeyn-i Şerifen Yavuz Sultan Selim Han Ebil Fath vel Magazi Fatih Sultan Mehmet Han ve Serdar Hakan Sultan Abdülhamid Han Cennet Mekan Firdevs-i Ayşen Hazırat Arvah'ın aniyetini ala husus bu caminin bayanesi ve bugüne kadar istesen gelmiş geçmiş İmam Muazzin Kayyum Cemaatinin ve kâfe ehli min arvahı için Allah rızası için El Fatiha. Euzubillahimineşşeytanirracim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. İnnallâhe ve melâiketuhu yusallûne alen nebi. Ya eyyühellezîne âmenû sallû aleyhi ve sellimû teslîmâ. Allahümme salli ala Seyyidina Muhammed ve ala ali Seyyidina Muhammed. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü en la ilahe illallah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Eşhedü enne Muhammeden Resulullah. Hayya alas-salah. Hayya alas-salah. Hayya alel-felah. Hayya alel-felah. Allahu Ekber, Allahu Ekber. La ilahe illallah.
Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillah. Elhamdülillahi Rabbil alemin. Ve salatu ve selamu ala Resulina Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve sahbihi ecma'in. Nahmetullah Teala ve nastağfiru eşhedü en la ilahe illallah vahdehu la şerike leh. Eşhedü enne seyyidina Muhammeden abduhu, habibuhu ve resuluhu. Sallallahu aleyhi ve ala alihi ve ezvacihi ve ashabihi tabi khulafai raşidin mahadin min ba'di. Ve zalimmeti alel tahkik. خصوصا منهم على لميت خلفاء رسول الله التحقيق أمر المؤمنين حضرة أبو بكر وعمر عثمان وعلي وعلى باقي أصحاب التابعين رضوان الله عليهم أجمعين. يا أيها المؤمنون الحاضرون اتقوا الله تعالى فإن الله حمى الذين اتقوا الذين هم محسنون. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء المرسلين سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. All praises are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Lord of the universes. All praises are due to Allah, the all-seeing, the all-hearing, the all-knowing. All praises are due to Allah who says in the Holy Quran, in Surah At-Takwir, BismillahirRahmanirRahim, when the sun is overthrown, when the stars fall, and when the mountains are moved, and when the camels, big and young, are abandoned, and when the wild beasts are herded together, and when the seas will be flared up, and when the souls are reunited, and when the little girl that was buried alive is asked for what sin she was killed, and when the pages are laid open, and when the sky is torn, and when hell is lighted, and when the garden is brought near, then every soul will know what it has brought with it. Oh, but I call to witness the planets, the stars which rise and set, and the close of night, and the breath of morning, that this is in truth the word of an honored messenger, mighty, established in the presence of the Lord of the throne, one to be obeyed and trustworthy. And your command and your companion, Hazrat Muhammad ﷺ, is not a madman. And he did not see him, Jibreel ﷺ. And he did see him in the clear horizon. And he, ﷺ, is not stingy about the news of the unseen. Nor is this the word of an outcast devil. Where, then, are you going? It is nothing else than a zikr to the universes. Woe unto whoever among you wills to take a right course. And you cannot will anything unless it is that Allah wills it, the Lord of creation. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May peace and blessings be upon the intercessor of mankind, Sayyidina Mawlana Muhammad Mustafa alayhi salatu wasalam. He is our Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala praised in Surah Al-Tawbah and dressed him with divine names because of his mercy and compassion. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, BismillahirRahmanirRahim, there has certainly come to you a messenger from among yourselves. Grievous to him is what you suffer. He is concerned over you. And to the believers, he is kind and merciful. Sadaqallahu al-Azim. May peace and blessings be upon him and his noble family, his blessed companions, especially upon the four Khulafah Rashidin, Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq, Hazrat Umar al-Faruq, Hazrat Osman al-Ghani, and Hazrat Ali al-Murtaza, and all those who follow them until the last day. May peace and blessings be upon the noble Hajigan, the masters of his way. May peace and blessings be upon the Ottoman Sultans. With them, there was peace and justice. Without them, there is only oppression and cruelty. May Allah love those who love them. May Allah curse those who hate them. May Allah return their rights to them soon. Ya ayyuhal mu'minun, O believers, O Muslims. Our Shaykh, Sahib al-Saif, Shaykh Abdul Karim al-Kibrisiya Rabbani, taught us that the mimbar is the place of Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam. O Muslims, what do you think the Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, the one who is Ra'uf and Rahim, the one who finds it grievous when the Muslims suffer, what is he saying today? He is Hazir and he is Nazir. He is seeing. You and me, we are seeing also. We have this technology in our hand. We are watching the destruction, the murder, the killing, the slaughter, the massacre, the genocide of the Palestinians happen right in front of our eyes every single minute, every single day. We are watching our fathers, our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, our sons, our daughters being killed in front of our eyes. And we cannot, and we don't want to do anything. We are watching their homes fall down on their heads while they were sleeping, and we can just watch. Little children who don't sleep anymore because of the bombing, who can do nothing but shake 24 hours a day from the fear and the trauma. A little boy crying next to the bodies of his dead parents, crying and saying, "But we never did anything bad. We never did anything bad." A little girl running between the bodies of the dead as people try to calm her down, saying, "I know that's my mother. I know her hair." A mother who was preparing food for her son, holding his hand when shrapnel came and took his life, saying, Wallahi, I could not even feed my boy before he was gone. A father carrying his children, or what is left of his family, in bags. What do we see when we see them? Can we imagine? Are we seeing anything worse? Even imagination cannot produce the horrors that the Zionist tyrants are making in Gaza now, that they have been making since the fall of the Khilafat. The human mind cannot comprehend the evil that is being rained down on those innocent people. But what are those innocent ones saying? Again and again we hear it. They are saying, Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. They are saying, La ilaha illallah. They are saying, and they are looking at their entire family martyred on the floor and saying, Alhamdulillah in every situation. This is our destiny. Alhamdulillah, Ya Rabbi. That is their zikr. That is zikr. That is remembering Allah. And that is dua. Their dead are shaheeds, whose souls are taken directly by their Lord. Those shaheeds, they are alive. And the ones who are living, they are directly in the presence of their Lord. Because Holy Prophet ﷺ told us, beware of the dua of the oppressed, because there is no veil between it and Allah. And he ﷺ said in the hadith, beware of the dua of the oppressed, because it is carried above the clouds. Allah Almighty says, by my might and majesty, I will help you in due time. And he ﷺ said, beware of the dua of the oppressed, even if he is an unbeliever, because there is nothing to veil it. Who can be more tyrannized now in front of our eyes than those innocents in Gaza? Who can be more tyrannized now than those people who are killed while sitting in the courtyard of a hospital for safety, or being told to run to areas of safety only to have them bombed? Who can be more tyrannized now than families whose entire names and lineages are blotted out from the history while they sleep in their homes? Are we supposed to feel for them? Yes. Of course we are. There is a lot of feeling. In some ways, there's too much feeling. We know the hadith about how much compassion we are supposed to have for the ummah by heart. But we cannot act. We don't act. We say, for example, Uswatun Hasana. Rasulullah ﷺ is our example. But for most Muslims, that became a lip service. Because Rasulullah ﷺ is Ra'uf and Rahim, who is always feeling the grief of the ummah on himself. He said, O people, whenever a calamity afflicts one of the people or the believers, let them be strengthened by remembering the calamity that afflicted me, with which no one was struck besides me. Verily, no one from my nation will be struck by a calamity more severe than my affliction. For a person of understanding, they understand that the Holy Prophet ﷺ went through his own hardships and calamities in his life. And even after his veiling, is still having the deepest feeling for the suffering and hardship of every single individual in his ummah. For us today, what do we feel? How do we feel? We see the post on our phone, we feel sad for a moment, and we keep scrolling. We have been programmed to scroll. Those people in Gaza cannot live one moment without the continuous sound of the bombs falling on them. And this Zulm that is happening, there is no gray area about it. It is so clear. It is so clear that the streets of even Western cities are filled with non-Muslims who are raising their hands to the sky and crying out and saying, why is no government or president or king stopping this? Yes, we see what is happening. And we see that it was described by the Holy Prophet ﷺ. He said, describing the zalims of today, verily some people were weak and poor, and they were being fought by tyrants who outnumbered them. Then Allah allowed the oppressed to prevail over them. So they seized the enemies, exploited them, and imposed rule over them. Thus Allah is angry with them until the day they meet Him. Allah is in control. And Allah SWT promises His revenge on behalf of the innocent. If not today, if not tomorrow, then one day it will come. The most severe and hated and serious act in the sight of Allah is the killing of the innocent. And yes, these are the innocent being killed before the eyes of the whole world. This is a reminder to us of what has happened in our history, when the innocents were killed. For a man who has a heart, then he should be shaking and looking at the sky and waiting for the heavens to crack open in revenge for the crime that is happening on the earth, a crime that nobody is stopping. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, the one murdered will come with the scalp and head of his killer in his hand on the day of resurrection, his jugular vein flowing with blood, and saying, O Lord, this one has killed me. And he will draw near to the throne. And he ﷺ also said, were the inhabitants of the heavens and earth to share in the killing of a believer, Allah would cast them all into hellfire. All. Astaghfirullah. Allah will be the judge of those who are spilling blood. What about us Muslims? Yes. Those Zionist tyrants, they are acting according to their nature. What about us Muslims? Are we acting according to our nature? What about the Muslim ones who are in power? What about the Muslim kings? What about the Muslim leaders? For years we have been hearing how much progress we have made. We have watched the barefoot and naked Bedouins build towers to the sky. We have seen Muslim nations enrich themselves and their people. Where are they now? Where is their wealth now? Where is the strength now? Where are the Arabs now? Holy Prophet ﷺ so many times gave warning, and he said, woe to the Arabs. Woe to the leaders. We have reached to the time that the woe is reaching to them because of their betrayal. Holy Prophet ﷺ said, woe to the Arabs for an evil fitna approaching like the darkest part of the night. A man will wake up as believer, but by evening, he will be an unbeliever. People will sell their religion for some pitiful gains in the world. The one who adheres to his religion on that day will be as if he were grasping a hot coal or a bundle of thorns. And he ﷺ also said, woe and destruction to the rulers. Woe to the chiefs. Woe to the trustees. On the day of resurrection, some people will wish that their hair was hanging from the sky and swinging between heaven and earth because of how bad the things they did were. And the Prophet of Allah speaks the truth. The world is dividing into two. As our Sheikh told us this over and over again all his life. It is dividing not according to Muslim and non-Muslim. It's not dividing according to Arab and Ajam, not according to Jew or Gentile, but according to believers and unbelievers. It is being divided between those who can see what is Hakk and what is Batil. It is being divided between those who can see that the genocide and mass slaughter and ethnic cleansing of a people is absolutely wrong and morally unjustifiable, and those who justify it or they accept it. It is being divided between those who would look at the grandchildren of the Holy Prophet ﷺ in Karbala and see that they were the mazlum, and those who would say, kill them quickly before Zuhr time ends. It is division of Hakk and Batil. Look very carefully where you stand. Because being on the side of Batil in this time is putting your name into the book of Dajjal. May Allah save us from that. This is not about politics. This is not about ideology. This is about what is clearly cruelty and tyranny, and those who support it and those who are opposing it. This is about basic human values. And all we can say for ourselves as the weak Muslims of the Akhir Zaman is Astaghfirullah. Again and again and again. We see it. We see what is happening. And we are ashamed of ourselves at our absolute helplessness and weakness. But bear witness, Ya Rabbi. You did not give power to us. You gave power to those ones who have power. We cannot act because we don't have the power. But those who have the power, they are not acting. And we're asking, Ya Rabbi, to bring back those ones who are good with power to bring justice to the world. The Muslims of the Akhir Zaman, we are exactly what the Holy Prophet ﷺ said. Worse than the scum of the sea. Endless in number, but not really worth anything. We are holding on to our Shaykh. He is our wasila to the teachings of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, to the Prophet ﷺ and to Allah. With him, there will be no confusion. With him, inshallah, we'll be able to hold on tightly to what is true. He is our Shaykh, and we know our Shaykh. That when Zulm is happening, he is feeling and he is with the mazlum. Always. Inshallah, in this darkness, what we can do is hold on to clear guidance. And Shaykh Abdul Karim Kibrisi, Rabbani, Qadaswa Sir is saying, we reach to the time that is going to be separation between Hakk and Batil. It's going to be. It's going to be separated. Every community inside, every nation inside, every family inside, they will be separating. People with Hakk and people with Batil. Every tariqat inside, every tariqat member inside, they are going to be separated. Don't think you are going to just get it like that and that's it. This is the last test to everyone. Dajjal is about to fool so many. So many. Those who are standing weak with their faith. Then Dajjal is coming with a big, full power. Holy Prophet ﷺ is warning all nations. Adam ﷺ was warning his children. Every prophet was warning their own children, the one who is coming after them, from the confusion of Dajjal. We reached. We are in it. If you don't do anything wrong, and no accident in any way will reach you, you will reach the Dajjal. You will see. Holy Prophet ﷺ said to the Sahaba Kiram, that days are coming when Allah SWT will lift the majestic appearance away from the Muslims and their enemies looking at them, and they will enter to their house. They will eat their food, sitting at their table, and they cannot do nothing about it. And the Sahaba Kiram was saying, Ya Rasulullah, are the Muslims at that time going to be less than us in number? There is only a handful of people around him at that time. He was telling them about Akhir Zaman. He said, no. As a matter of fact, their number is going to be more. And they said, how can this be? No Sahabi will ever understand. How can it be that a man is going to be a believer? An enemy is going to be able to bring him down? They couldn't understand because they are all known by themselves in their own hearts that they are all lions. If Prophet ﷺ give them permission, they will bring the whole nation down. They know that's how their hearts are going to be. They said, what kind of believers are those ones going to be, Ya Rasulullah? He said, they are going to be falling into two sicknesses. One sickness is they're going to love dunya. No end. Endless desire they're going to have. They are going to have everything. But they are still going to have endless desire for dunya because they are not going to think that they are going to die. They don't want to think that they are going to die. They are not going to want to remember that they are going to die. They are going to remove the hadith. They are not going to remind the hadith that you are going to die. They are not going to go around to those ones that will remind them that they are going to die. Well, I'm telling you, every prayer you have to remind the hadith, saying to people, Holy Prophet ﷺ saying, when you come to Zuhr prayer, pray as if you are not going to reach to Asr prayer. When you come to Asr prayer, pray as you're not going to reach to Maghrib prayer. If you keep that alive inside yourself, you will get used to that reality. You will live according to that time. And living according to that, you will be a good one. You will not have so much love of dunya inside your heart that time. And you'll be called believer from inside and outside. Same, believers. Not saying believing through the tongue, but living the lifestyle of unbelievers. No, it's not accepted. So many things are changing. You have so many plans. The world has plans. The governments have plans. Their plans are all sinking. They're not going to reach to their aims. You don't believe me? Maybe. It's okay. You just have to experience it. You just have to wait to see. If you reach to those days as unbeliever, you are not going to see it. The wind of fire will take you out from this world. The wind of fire that you start, that you built it. You're continuously building it. You are burning your own selves in it. Yes. You want to escape from that? Make sajda to Allah. Only way out. No other way out. Those who has no sajda going to go to my children, your children, doesn't matter. They have to have sajda. That's all. May Allah forgive us. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka in kuntum minas zalimin. Ya Allah, help the believers. Ya Allah, help the believers in Palestine. Ya Allah, help the believers in Gaza. Ya Allah, help our fathers, our mothers, our brothers, our sisters, our children in Gaza. Ya Allah, help the mazlum. Ya Allah, help the Uyghurs. Ya Allah, help the Kashmiris. Ya Allah, help the Rohingyas. Ya Allah, help the Afghanis. Ya Allah, help all who are oppressed all around the world. Ya Allah, forgive us for not being able to reach to them and to help them. Ya Allah, send them your support. Ya Allah, send us a Khalifah. Ya Allah, send us a Sultan. Ya Allah, change our condition. Ya Allah, keep us on the way of Hakk under our share in this life and the next. Amin, Amin, Amin. Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Astaghfirullah, Azim, Azim. La ilaha illa Allah, ya qayyum atubu ilayh. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka. La ilaha illa Allah wahdahu la sharika lahu. La ilaha illa Allah wahdahu la sharika lahu. Lahul hamdu wa shukru qadir. La ilaha illa Allah wahdahu la sharika lahu. La ilaha illa Allah wahdahu la sharika lahu. Lahul hamdu. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka kuntu minaz zalimin. La ilaha illa anta subhanaka kuntu minaz zalimin. Subhan qudusun rabbuna rabbul malaikatu. Subhan qudusun rabbuna rabbul. Subhan qudusun rabbuna rabbul. Inna